Welcome to Financially Focused. My name is Dennise Williams, an approved financial coach, and I want to ask you, can you imagine that you have a team ready to support you and help you make the very best financial decisions that you can make? Yeah, would that make a difference to your life? Do you think that you could see how in 5 to 10 years your life just got easier because you have a life plan customized to you? Well, that's what we do at Financially Focused, and we always get the very best experts to you on this show. And today we're going to really look at narrowing down on entrepreneurship and sort of the ins and outs and what you're going to do and what nuggets that you'll add to your life plan to be an awesome entrepreneur. And we thought, well, who better to talk about entrepreneurship than a woman who has built an amazing brand, who has associated herself with amazing not-for-profit brands. And so we have the former teacher at Immaculate Conception High School, yes, Thalia Lynn. Oh my God, welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Happy to be here.
Thank you. You've spent 4 decades turning Island Grill into an international brand, and you're not just a businesswoman, you're an OD, JP, LLD with honors, BA with honors, chairman of the NCB Foundation, a trustee of NCB Pension Fund, CEO of Island Catering and Island Grill Holdings, patron of the UE CB Chicken 5K Run fundraiser, director of Mustard Seed Communities, Port Royal Patties UK, Arakabessa Foundation, Devon House Development, and holder of the Order of the White Elephant by the Kingdom of Thailand Commander Grade. Wow.
I think I like that one the best.
You like that one the best?
The white elephant, just the sound of it.
Yes, it sounds so awesome.
Yes.
But you know, your resume is full. And having guided the Island Grill brand, you handed day-to-day management to Mrs. Tanya Waldron Gooden, as she's a CEO now. But being a woman and in business and working with other women in business, what would be some guiding principles that shaped your decision making?
Okay, I had to write them down.
Okay, fine.
Because I have to admit, I am ADHD.
Okay.
It didn't have a name
Okay.
when I realized that, oh my gosh, I'm so disruptive. My thoughts are all over the place.
Oh my gosh, thank you for saying that, because
and
I'm that way too.
But disruptive also didn't have a good connotation in those days either.
Right,
Now
right.
it's, you have to be disruptive in the IT world, that
Yes,
sort of thing.
yes.
But because of that, I would say, number one, I have to stop myself, right? Because I tend to be spontaneous, a little bit kind of impetuous, and just jump to a solution. So before I make a decision, I now hold myself back a little, because I'm an action person as well. Hold myself back and say, think it through for a minute first, and ideate with your team. So that would be the first one. And I know what I also say to myself, don't overanalyze, because if you do that, you'll never get going. So I have to balance, but because I'm ADHD, I'm just kind of jumping from side to side. But the second thing then, because of the ADHD, I have to clarify my goals.
Yes.
Because before I even go to my team, if I don't know exactly where I'm going, I'm going to confuse them.
Right.
Right? And I also don't wait for everything to be perfect before we get moving, because then you get bogged down in too much data.
Yes.
It's coming from everywhere. So as I said, don't go to your team and confuse them.
Right.
Because they're smart, they're good, they're on the ground. You want to make sure you get that information from them. Integrity, main thing. You have to make sure that your strong moral values always dictate where you go, right? Your decision has to be based on, wow, Daddy wouldn't like that. He didn't teach us that way. You know, it's the same with every Jamaican. Granny brought me up. She didn't grow me that way.
Right.
Right? Strong moral values, and trust yourself to always stick to those values. Because once you have that, then the fifth thing is that others will trust you.
Yes.
Once you build up a reputation for having integrity and
Yes.
having strong moral values, then people will trust you. And that helps with your decisions, because you say, people believe in me, right? I need to believe in myself now. Be clear and transparent.
Yes.
As I said, I don't want to confuse my team. And they need to know, once we've made those decisions, that I'm telling them, I'm being transparent. I'm saying, oh, I made a mistake with this one. I think we need to sit and discuss it again, and probably change that repertoire a little bit. Consider consequences, right? Think to yourself, are there going to be results to that we need to deal with? So we know that if, as we're heading to that path, we know how to deal with them. Because you're gonna always have adverse outcomes.
Yes.
There are always potholes in the road. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
And consider them,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Make sure you have the asphalt to fill them up, or even marl for temporary filling up. Understand your overarching goals and values. Values kind of tie back in to your moral behavior, you know,
Yes.
the needing to have your, let me go back to it. Where am I? Help me here.
But you need to have your clarity.
Yes. But your moral, your values.
Yes,
really,
right.
is what it is.
But let me stop you there, because that's number 7.
I'm on 8.
Number 8.
Understand your overarching goals and values.
Yes.
So that's why I'm saying the morality of it.
Yes. Now, here's the thing. You're running a business for profit. Now, a lot of people are like, you just want money. You just want money.
Yes.
Tell me how your values play into that.
Our values, the staff understand our values.
Yes.
They understand that we want to be at Island Grill a person's best first job. So one of our values is just be nice to each other.
Okay.
And you coming in, don't treat them, you come here, come see me. Help them. You need to set them up for success.
Yes.
Right? And how that impacts profit, really and truly, is it helps with staff turnover. Staff turnover costs you money. You're always training and retraining, right? So if they understand that just that simple little thing, my son Michael came up with words, nicefulness and bestfulness.
Oh, wow.
You know, he said, you have to be nice to each other.
Yes.
We want to be known for our nicefulness and trying our best, right? And we want to be part of that Jamaican culture. We want to help build that. People always talk about old-time Jamaican way of doing things, especially
Yes.
if you go to the country.
Courtesy.
If you don't tell somebody morning first, they're not going to answer you.
Yes.
And one of the biggest issues when we do our internal surveys, disrespect. Oh, the supervisor or the manager disrespect me. And they do it unconsciously. They don't mean to do it.
Right.
So this is all part of it. And I mean, where it comes to profit now, if we find that we have to end a relationship, we have to be very, you hate to do it because maybe it's somebody who has been with you for a long time and they just can't change, no matter how hard you try. We coach them along, we set goals for them, but it just doesn't always happen.
Right.
So we have very clear guidelines for our staff, and because we pay incentives,
Yes.
right? So they know that where we do well, you're going to do well. It's not a bonus.
Right.
It's an incentive based on your performance. You come to work on time. You're not absent. If we catch you doing something nice, that's a big thing.
Wow, I love that.
And
Catch you doing something
exactly.
nice.
And we go out of our way. My partner, Captain David McRae, retired.
Yes.
He goes out to the stores.
Yes, I saw him one Saturday. Yes.
His purpose
Yes.
is to go and communicate with the staff.
Yes.
Say, look, we're here.
Yes, I saw it with his
Come
laptop.
to chat with you. Yeah.
Working
Making
and
notes.
just making himself there.
Yes, he's not supposed to go in and criticize, which is all time. I used to go in and I used to get so flustered. I don't do it again. I go in, hi everybody, how are you today? Right? And if there is something that wasn't going quite right, we tell the manager or the district manager and we fix it. So we're on a good path where that is
So
concerned.
nicefulness.
You
and
like that
bestfulness.
one?
I do.
Yes.
In entrepreneurship.
Yes, that's exactly how an entrepreneur should behave. Focus on your people, and that will give you such great rewards. And I've learned it more as I've gotten bigger.
How many locations do you have?
We have 17 locations. One is opening in St. Mary, White River, close to the Ian Fleming Airport.
Yes.
And we've come out of the town of Otrias. We have one in Otrias, but it's so congested in there.
Yes.
So that's where we're going. So we're going to go that end and then going the other end further out, just a little further out from Draxhall.
Right.
So
Nicefulness and bestfulness
is
is the expansion strategy.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
And it's working. It's working. I said, you can't be just nice to me because I'm the boss.
Right.
If you want cooperation where you all work together, it makes your task easier. You'd be surprised. Just being nice to your coworker goes so far.
Okay. So number 9.
Number 9 and 10, avoid biases. Don't show any kind of favoritism.
Oh, wow.
And especially, you know your management team better.
Yeah.
Don't show. And I didn't show any bias. I wanted my daughter-in-law to be the CEO.
Yes.
Right? But she's the one, and I kept saying it publicly, she's the one who said, from a financial point of view, I don't have that capacity. I don't have that deep insight. So we have an external CEO who is working beautifully.
Yes.
And don't underestimate luck. Luck plays a big part. And when you have the good luck, give thanks.
Yes.
Always remember to give thanks. And I have an 11th one.
Okay.
Modify and monitor and modify.
Yes.
Keep track, in other words. You have to keep track of your business every inch of the way, because you don't want to start to go off and you don't catch it quickly.
Wow. So the entrepreneurship idea of you are monitoring and managing, you are being your best self, nicefulness and bestfulness. I love it.
And the people,
Yeah.
people, that has to be your big focus.
Yes.
Once you get yourself in order,
Yes.
right, where you are able to focus, you get the plan in action, you have to depend on your people. So be nice to them.
Yes. Wow. Now, you're not just a businesswoman. So you've just given us the MBA, but you're a mom, you're a grandmother.
Oh, yes.
Now, tell me about the generational legacy, because most people are not entrepreneurs because for themselves alone. They think about their family. Tell me, how did your family influence you as an entrepreneur?
My son had his own business. He always said, I'll never work with you, Mom. You're too miserable. And then the other son had his own career as a visual effects manager, producer. So I looked to my daughter-in-law. But as I said, she also didn't think she could take it on. But I wanted them in the business.
Yes.
And they're the ones actually who are people focused,
Yes.
which is the important thing. So it allows Tanya to work on her role as being the CEO.
Yes.
Now, how we've set it up is that if the grandchildren eventually want to be involved, and I have 4 grandchildren, 2 are older and 2 are younger. The older one, Matthew, is going to be doing a master's at Georgetown, and Annabella, his sister, is doing her master's in HR, or as they call it nowadays, talent acquisition.
Yes.
But they're very people focused,
Yes.
and very, they understand nicefulness and bestfulness. The other 2, Max and Mimi, they're 14 and 12. So, but what I have Matthew working on with me is the Lynn Family Foundation, which is really the Island Grill Foundation, and setting up a trust that we want to ensure that if they're not in the business, they're making sure that the values, the family's values, are always present in the business. So that is, that will keep the business going.
Yeah, but when you were a young mother and you had your 2 little ones,
oh, geez.
Is this what you envisioned?
No, I just thought, because I started with Dairy Castle, an ice cream shop, and I thought I'd have 1 shop. And then when I started to branch into chicken, and I saw the potential, and then what I will say is all the girls in my family never wanted to work for somebody. We always wanted to be our own bosses in different ways. So I knew from the beginning that I wasn't going to stay as a school teacher, but I didn't think that this would burst, not even blossom, but burst out like this. And that's when I realized that if I really want to franchise, I need to get all the processes and get my house in order.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
Everything can't be in my head.
Right. Now, balancing family and business, what would you say to maybe, whether single mothers or married mothers or whatever, what's the support system that you had, and what would you recommend in this, I guess, more modern time? I don't know.
Well, the good thing was that my husband, retired Captain Michael Lynn, never really questioned when I kept taking his money and putting it in the business. And I will tell you though, when he retired, it was a big adjustment because he was gone most of the time. Now all of a sudden he's 24/7. So and this is why same thing with David. We had to find functions for them, but they were always very supportive. David as a partner in the business, Michael as a spouse, saying, "Okay, hon, you can take the money," because I trust that, we would have to assume, first of all, that we're in for the long run. We've been married for, I don't know, is it 56 years?
Wow! 56
I lose track.
Oh my goodness, yes.
But this is the thing. If you don't have a supportive husband and a supportive partner, because you have to be careful of partnerships, right? And then my children, though, Mike and Craig, we always discussed business around the dinner table, not what you should be doing. Like Daddy wouldn't have liked that, or my grandfather. They're saying you should sit at the table and be a family. But we always just talked about business, so they always knew what was going on and could also advise. And this is the thing. Trust the advice of the younger people. Listen to the younger people. I have a lot of respect for my grandchildren, Matthew and Annabella. I listen to them. They mentor me.
Okay, I love that. I love that. I love that.
You have to keep changing.
You
have to keep up with the times.
Talent acquisition, right?
Yes.
As opposed to HR.
Yes, but my 14-year-old was the one who said, "Grandma, I can help you with AI. This is how, give it to me. I'll get it in order." Like when you ask for a resume, I said, "Max, can you help me?" He says, "Here it is." AI.
AI. Wow. So Thalia Lynn's resume has been done by AI. That's what you're saying. Okay. All right. So that's modern. Okay. So I want to circle back and close with the idea of contributing to society. What would you like to see? You're an entrepreneur. What would you like to see other entrepreneurs do to make their communities, their employees, their stakeholders a little better than how they came and saw them?
What I would say is, first of all, it makes you feel so good. You can't live in a community and ignore what is going on in a community. You can't live in Jamaica and ignore what is going on in Jamaica, right? Because you don't want a riot.
Right.
You can't be driving around in a big car and being able to afford. You don't have to think twice about if you want to go out to eat. I mean, there are degrees of,
Yes.
of all of that. If you don't, these people are the ones who helped you get where you are,
Right.
right?
Nicefulness.
Nicefulness.
And bestfulness.
That's the biggest thing, the nicefulness. If you are nice, if you're even just doing that, Dennise, and not disrespecting people. Like, I get irritable when all these windshield washers come at my car, right? But I'm not going to yell at them. You know, and if I have it, I'll give it to them. I'll say, look, now you're dirtying up my windshield, but here.
Yes.
But just don't dirty up my windshield.
Right.
But I'm not going to yell at them and try and drive off so they trip. Why? What's the purpose of that? And this is what I sometimes don't understand when I see this sort of thing happening.
Right.
And I'm not a saint, you know, believe me, I'm not a saint. I'm miserable and I mean, but it's just being nice.
Wow.
Is that hard? Giving
No.
back the love.
Yeah. Give back the love.
Give back the love.
Nicefulness. Bestfulness.
Bestfulness.
I love it.
Yep.
Now, let me say that I am just so grateful for this time you spent with us, talking about entrepreneurship and giving us the strategies that worked for
I
you.
hope the strategy works. It might not work for everybody.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm looking at myself
Yeah.
and saying, this is what I had to do.
Yes.
And it took me a time to think through the years
Yeah.
to say, what did I have to do? Disruptive ADH me.
Yes. But you did it. You did it. Wow. Thank you, Mrs. Lynn, for being on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, my name is Dennise Williams, and you know, with Financially Focused, we look from real estate to credit restoration to entrepreneurship, savings. We look at the many ways that go into your life plan. I want to invite you to visit our website, www.financiallyfocusedmedia.com. Get your free financial planning software. You get access for 30 days. It's super, it's awesome. I love it. And I want to encourage you to take notes, watch it again, check us out on YouTube, take notes, because Mrs. Lynn just gave us what I consider an MBA. Thank you for watching us. We'll see you in the next conversation.